Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you are. And welcome back to the Beta Plan, playing this time Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. Yes, indeed, we are back again with a dark fantasy RPG, and one that was suggested at the end of our last series, which, of course, left me with a tear, both as a little bit of a pain for seeing it end, but also with pride for having it ended from the beginning to the end. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is a cult classic, and I installed on top of it the Ultra mode and played for that for the first time. But I had played that game already before that with the Wesp's unofficial patch installed on top of it 7 times. So yeah, I was quite familiar with that game, so I managed to keep the resurrect counter to a measly count on one hand. Okay, almost went into 2 hands, but it was the number 5. This game, however, I am not familiar with at all. I bought this just for you guys, my watchers, for the people that wanted to see me play another dark fantasy RPG. Now, I know that this game is quite a bit different though in some regards. After all, it was made actually before Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, so its graphics are, though for at that time, very high, currently nowadays certainly low. It was made in 2000, but it's said to have a very interesting story, and that is what I am of course interested in. A good RPG has 3 elements. 1, a good story. 2, we have choices to make, and if possible 3, those choices matter. So, if it has a good story, then I'm definitely interested in it. It also works quite different from normally how the White Wolf system works, because, well, it works actually with levels instead of buying points to increase your skills. It has a level system, I know. And, well, some other things that we have not seen in the previous game. What I also know is that every clan is represented in this game. Every one of them. And you can see that because there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 symbols around the center. Yes, indeed, it is all there. From the followers of Seth, for instance, to the Toreador, and from Malkavian to, well, I also see the La Sombra there. Every one of them is there, and well, let me not spoil all of the clans that are there, because I don't think we haven't seen all of them yet. By the way, I don't think we will see Samidi, because that is a very special subgroup. But all the other major clans are present in this game. Having said that, I also have to say it took me over 3 hours to finally being able to record this game at all. There were some significant issues with it. At first I could record everything nicely with all the intros, but then when I went in game, all the objects started to flicker in and out of existence. It was just seizure inducing and not fun to watch. Now, well, I should be able to play this, and you should be able to watch it. However, all cutscenes I have to skip over a little bit because they are in an uglish pink. I don't know why, and I've looked up on several forums and nobody knows why. But I hope you will forgive me that, because I am playing for you Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. Let's see what the story has entailed for us. Yes, we will continue a new game. And just to show you for a short second that everything goes pink and just ugly here, voila, it just doesn't work. So let me just tell you about it. We are the knight Christof. We are a man of God. And we were fighting what I think were the pagans in Moravia, which is a region, by the way, within what is that one called? Bohemia, what would now be considered Czech Republic. Actually, there was once a country called Great Moravia, and here we are Christof. And we are, well, a crusader knight. And that is something, of course, that is quite a bit different than a normal start, because even if we look at our character pane, we are human. We are not a vampire, though we can see all the original attributes: strength, dexterity, stamina, perception, intelligence, wits, charisma, manipulation, and appearance. Also our attack, our soak, passion, lethal, and aggravated, and what I think is aggravated divided over several Types of aggravation. Fire, electricity, cold, I assume the sun, and this is, I assume, faith. Because I said I played like 3 episodes or so, and well, I tried to record and then looked back and saw that it was all messed up. But yeah, as you can see, we have a screen where we put in items. Very different from Bloodlines. This plays more like a bit like a, well, Witcher is, of course, a lot better graphics, but let's say Witcher 1. That is a little bit more on par in graphics. Still a bit better, I think. But, yeah, Witcher or, what other games would you have? Neverwinter Nights would be more in the line with what this type of game is. And we also have a quest pane over here. Well, we have no quest right now. Discipline, well, we are human, so we don't have a discipline, of course, yet. But what we do have is a lady to rescue. As said, we were crusading knights, and we were wounded on the battle versus the pagans. And this nurse here saved my life.
Christof, thy wound.
Nay, 'tis nothing. A scratch.
There is something as being honest at the right time, my friend.
The mighty walls of Prague once held all demons at bay, but the Schlachta have overtaken a silver mine to the east. With a haven so close to the city, they boldly walk the streets by night to kill, and worse than kill. Many have been dragged alive from their homes for some unspeakable purpose.
I will never let them take thee.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, that's already interesting, by the way. In the beginning, well, there is already a little bit of a flirt going on between the two, but he is a holy crusading knight and she is a nun. I don't think that is quite allowed. Then again, we don't choose the ones we fall in love with, is my opinion. Love is a mysterious mistress and can be very harsh, but if that mystery wasn't there, then also its beauty would be lessened tenfold. Something I have to, by the way, get really used to is the fact that if we give an answer, and this is a brave answer, tomorrow I shall venture in Silvermine and flush the vermin out of their holes, or pity I am in poor hell, where I would kill them all, perhaps a month or two, I shall go to the mines. Well, we are of course a bold crusader knight, so we're going with the first one, but this time you will not hear my voice being the main character, because
Tomorrow I shall venture into the silver mine and flush the vermin from their holes.
Thou must not. Thy wound is too great.
Nay, I am resolved. They will pay in blood for the fright they have given thee.
Oh, sir, should they harm thee, my heart...
Come away, Aneska. Thou hast wasted enough of good Sir Christof's time with thy idle chatter. Christof, the Lord smiles upon thy wrath. I shall pray for thy victory.
I shall not fail.
what I showed there is that if we give an answer, we speak. Yes, indeed, this man has his own voice, which is kind of interesting. So let's look at this letter. This letter was given to us by Aneska.
My good kinsman Christof, thy bravery carried the day in the Battle of the Moravian Hills. Thy sword brethren crushed the pagan barbarians and now chase their scattered hordes into eastern Hungary. Once the last of the heathens are routed, our garrison shall return to Prague, and thou mayst rejoin our ranks. Until then, the tender ministrations of the Holy Sisters shall revive thee, if it be God's will that thou outlive thy wound. Thy fellow sword brethren pray for thy swift recovery, for they cannot allow thee to ripe and rot in decadent luxury whilst they sacrifice themselves. Perhaps thou canst make thy sword arm useful to good Archbishop Giza until such time as we return to collect thee. May the tidings of the Lord be upon thee, Sir Cuthbert.
As you can hear, much of the interesting, or I should say a different, quest-like dialogue is all voiced, and that for a game in 2000. And also, well, I kind of like the voice acting. Of course, it is a little bit simplified ye old English, because they just throw in a die or a d or a nay and it is old English, but I can tell you that many of these words, well, they weren't around that time at all, or not spoken in that way. Of course, they have amazed here, so they do try and add that a little bit, but it is the typical book-style old English. Also, very little side note, Sir Cuthbert. It's a deity in Greyhawk setting of Dungeons and Dragons. And if you knew that as well, high five, my man. Or high five, my girl. Alright then. Also interesting, if you want to talk to people, you just put two skulls together. Yeah.
Oh, sir, I pray for thy safety on so perilous a journey.
So, I said to her that she saved me from death, and she said no, it was the Lord's will, and the bishop said no. She administrated our tended our wounds while all others had given up hope. So yes, we owe our life to Aneska over here, and thus, as a noble knight, we are going to attack that which has given her such a fright.
The cheerful daylight world belies the horrors that prowl by night. How can the good people of Prague go about their business with such evil abroad in the land?
So this feels more like, well, never mind the knights as I said before, because we can just need to smash the barrels. And the smashing of the barrels can give the loot. We cannot go in here? Yeah, we can go in here. Let's talk to the Archbishop.
God save and protect thee, his soldier, his wrath, and vengeance.
Yeah, I don't know if that blessing does anything, but it's always good, of course, to have the Lord by your side. And I know we can talk to this guy.
Hail and well met, Crusader.
Hail and well met thee, Knights of St. John.
'Tis good to hear the voice of a fellow Frenchman. We Knights of St. John are far from home, and I would we were back in France.
Say not so. We should gladly go to the ends of the earth in service to our Lord. Good day to thee.
And that dialogue I found interesting, because apparently we are considered a Frenchman, but our name is Christof. That does not sound French to me in the least. More like an Eastern European name. And the interesting to note is that they use Moravia, which is Bohemia, and later on Czech Republic, which is indeed the lands that, along with Poland, were the frontier of Christianity at that time. Or perhaps even Poland hadn't even turned yet to Christendom at that time. I'm not sure exactly when the Piast changed to the Catholic faith. So, for a game of 2000, I think this looks actually pretty. We cannot go there. But yeah, this game will be played entirely blind, so I may be missing out on a secret or so. Don't feel afraid to tell me.
Hail, good Sir Knight, and welcome. They do say you seek to cleanse the minds of evil. Oh, these demons have brought great suffering to the good people of Prague. Our craftsmen have no silver for their wares, and many proud families now beg for their bread. Please, accept all that my humble inn can provide, and the blessings of the Lord be upon your quest.
Oh, thank you, my good man. And all of a sudden, we have a healing elixir standing ready for us. Yeah, I will tell you when we reach the part where I know no more. But this is Prague, and if you ever come to Prague, do visit it. It is a lovely city. Oh, this is locked. We're going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm still playing this, more or less for the first time. As I said, I took about 4 hours to finally get this game to record properly and not have all kinds of...
Smithy. Now I may replace my war-weary armor.
To make it play properly. By the way, if you see me a little bit here glitching out in a way of that my head is not shown during such cutscenes, is it because I have bumped up the graphics to match monitor, but those, well, I have a widescreen and this game was never made for a widescreen. Let's first destroy some more barrels. I hope to find some other goodies that I can sell off to the blacksmith. Because last time I did actually not find a rusty axe, but I did find a rusty broadsword. So, apparently even some of the loot is, well, randomized. I think I found it in here. Nope. By the way, I'm a Christian knight, right? How can I be? I'm a vandal. I'm destroying everybody's property just in order to get the loot. Oh well. Let's get to the blacksmith. Apparently, no rusty broadsword for us this time. Well, we have one more barrel. One more chance. There was something in there, a rusty dagger. I would have not seen that if that did not give that little shine in the sun. Alright, let's enter the blacksmith.
Hail, good Sir Blacksmith. I am Christof of the Sword Brethren, and I seek to replace armor lost in battle.
Ho there, young crusader. I be Jiri Borajov, and the very boards of me humble shop are honored to be trodden by us sword brethren. And who will ye be slaying in your new armor?
Well,
I seek to slay the demons in the silver mines to the east.
You look a bit sickly, Sir Christof. If ye do seek to spill the blood of the fiends in the mine, ye'll be needing special protection.
The protection of the Lord suffices. I need no more than that.
Ha! Tell that to your armor and sword. Nay, 'tis gypsy charms I be speaking of.
Aid from a gypsy? Can such a thing be godly?
Why, did not King Saul seek out a wise woman and her familiar spirit in his time of need? Yea, that very King Saul, who had once banished all witches, sought a witch when he needed to learn of his future. She summoned the spirit of Samuel the prophet, and no mistake, 'tis in the Holy Bible.
There is wisdom in thy words. I will go to this gypsy.
You must promise me that the gypsy will come to no harm by my telling.
I promise.
Go ye to the Golden Lane, where you'll find an herbal shop run by the old gypsy woman, Unorna. There ye shall find something to aid ye surely. God be with you, young one.
well, that has less damage, so we sell the axe. And we sell the dagger. Thank you very much. I won't buy anything else because, well, we have like no money. We have 70 coin and everything that is of any interest is a little bit, well, expensive. The best thing that we could buy is a buckler, but I'd rather have than a little bit of a better shield because a buckler tends to be extremely small. I must say, looking neato. Blessed broadsword. That was probably
You
good.
have my hand on it. 'Tis a deal.
I have my hand on it. It's a deal. Did I buy by accident something? No, I did not. Alright. So it was just for the selling of stuff. So now we go to what is here set as the Judith Bridge, but I think this is supposed to be the famous bridge across Prague, which lies across the Donau, I'm gonna say right now, but oh my dear lord, I'm not even sure. Interesting of note is what I noticed here the first time I came around is that, well, there is a path down here, but I can't get down here. And that's actually quite interesting because, well, as I already said, I've been to Prague, lovely city. And one of the things that I noticed is that the famous bridge that all tourists go to is actually not the oldest version of that bridge. But if you go to the right of that bridge, when you're on the side of the city center, there is this very small museum. It's no larger than my apartment, more or less. And, well, there you find
The shop of a gypsy witch. Dare I enter such a place?
And there you find 3 of the old archways of the true oldest bridge of Prague. And that is just fun to watch. So my tip, go to this little museum. I also think it was extremely cheap to get into. And it's just something that is really authentic. The archways are just built into the building and which support again the newer bridge, which, well, was how people worked in that day. Make use of the old fundaments to build something new, something greater, something wondrous. Never forget your past, my people, because the past is where you come from. But let's talk to this gypsy lady.
Hello, young one. What is it you desire?
I desire only to bring the Lord's justice to the evil that has befallen this city. I would know of the devils that rule the night in Prague.
They are vampires. The undead. The blood drinkers. The fiends do hide their miserable carcasses away in mines and crypts under the earth, for the very rays of the sun to scald the flesh from their bones. It is quite a sight and a stench. the like of which you'll ne'er forget.
Then perhaps I shall show them the glory of the breaking dawn before dealing them their final mercy.
Weapons cannot kill the fiends, lest their heads be cleft from their undying bodies. You will need more than a buckler of faith to aid you.
Alright then, well thank you for telling us. But we can't buy anything from here. Well that is unfortunate. She
Go
doesn't
with
even
God,
sticks.
young one. And be sure to be within the warmth of a hearth when the sun falls. For the foes you have seen are but a small part of the wickedness that walks the streets of Prague by night.
I shall send all such wickedness back to hell.
Well, the last time we went around here, when every item flashed in and out of existence, she had at least some steaks for me to buy in order to stake the hearts of vampires. Those evil vermin creature who do nothing but drink blood and be vile. Yeah, but this time not around, so apparently the game has a part of randomness in it, and that is actually quite cool. It makes for a little bit of replayability, should you want that for instance, and well, it also makes, can we smash barrels? No, we cannot smash barrels. And that also means that if you get randomly good loot, we should definitely not die and perhaps even save, because, yowza. I wonder what we can all find. So there's a very big building over there. This is a university. Very nice, but I can't find any book to read on vampires, for instance. So all I have to do is...
Take care outside the gates of the city, good Sir Knight. For all those that wander the highways alone after nightfall are seldom heard from again. Even the strongest of warriors have disappeared. The streets of Prague are no longer safe after dark. But beyond the city walls, all hell walks the night. Hell that disgorges from yonder castle of Viscerot.
And he gives us a location, quest log update. Is that completely done? No, it just says something about the silver creatures, or the creatures in the silver mines. I'm sorry, the silver creatures. Wow.
The mines, Crusader. If mere men could kill the hellspawn, we Knights of St. John would have slain them long ago.
We lock these gates as the last rays of the sun die in the mountains. Pass within before dark, or wait without until dawn. I pray for thy safe return.
Which, by the way, is an interesting note, because Prague does not lie near their mountains. Czech Republic does have mountains, don't get me wrong, but they're in the north. More near, what is that city called again? Not Brno lies to the south. Olomouc. Olomouc lies in the north and lies in the mountains, but Prague itself does not.
These carts still hold their ore. The diggers have fled this place in haste, and the fiends have not seen fit to continue such honest labor.
No, if they need blood, why would they need silver? It's not like they're gonna buy weapons, Christof. You're a little bit naive for a knight. But, nonetheless, I hope you are excited as I am to bring you another dark fantasy, another game around the vampires, and this time though a totally different style. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.